Whoa! Holy moly, I was totally not expecting this. I've been waiting to get my hands on this particular product since quite some time and it's finally in the house. So just a couple of days ago, you people know, right, Intel has finally launched their 14th gen platform, and I've also reviewed and made my benchmarks video as well just last week, I believe. In case if you missed it, go watch that video, guys. You'll get full information what exactly is new on Intel's 14th gen platform. So with this brand new CPUs, obviously you can expect some new motherboards as well, right? Though this year there is no major change in the chipset, but that is not stopping brands from releasing new gen motherboards, right? And that is what I'm talking about. Gigabyte has recently launched their all new Gen X series motherboards, and these actually pack like crazy features which you might have never seen before. You might be like, hey, this is just like a motherboard, what could be special, right? But wait until I actually give you like a closer look and talk about all the things this motherboard can do. You will be blown away, guys, because this is also my first time actually seeing these sort of features. Today in the house we have the Z790 Aorus Pro X edition motherboard, and main highlight of this Gen X series motherboards are you're getting a new DIY friendly design. That means you're getting something known as easy latch system. So previously if you wanted to install like an SSD or maybe like remove and install heat sinks on top of these SSDs, right, you would obviously require like a screwdriver. But here everything is toolless. You don't need any sort of screwdriver only. You can open heat sinks, install SSDs and put back the heat sinks, everything with your bare hands. I'm telling you, right, building PCs is going to be super easy in 2024. You'll be like, where were these features till now? So that is what I'm talking about, and we'll obviously go through all the feature highlights also in a moment. But before that, let me tell you the main reason I actually got this motherboard. It is obviously year end, right? And every year with the launch of new gen CPUs, I obviously upgrade my personal setup for my studio, right? So that is what I'll be doing, and for the same reason only we got this new Aorus motherboard, guys. So there is nothing much to unbox over here. Like, what is there to unbox about a motherboard? You just get the motherboard in the packaging along with some accessories. So let me give you a closer look and first talk about the design and build quality part. So there you go, our very first look at Gigabyte Z790 Aorus Pro X, and first thing I'll have to talk about is the design. This motherboard comes in a beautiful white paint job and is complemented by a nice contrasting black accents here and there. Look at the whole silver paint on the heat sinks and also chunky blocks of heat sinks on the VRM section. We'll be talking about all of that in this video, especially if you're planning to build like a nice all Aorus white theme gaming PC, right? This will fit very well in that system. And talking about the build quality is also very nice. Aorus has used like an 8-layer server grade PCB for excellent durability and longevity, and also features 2x copper enhancement that increases the overall heat dissipation on the board as well. If you ask about the socket, as I've told you guys, 14th gen platform also features the same LG 1700 socket only, and this is almost their third time using this socket, guys. So that actually makes it like wide compatibility. This particular motherboard supports 12th gen CPUs, 13th gen CPUs and also 14th gen CPUs, and I believe this is the last gen we'll be getting to see this socket. Next year that will be upgraded. Keeping the socket part aside, let me talk about the VRM section as well. Lot of people do not know much about the VRM sections on motherboard, but let me tell you, VRM is like the main heart of your motherboard, guys. So basically VRM stands for like voltage regulation module. This is the main core, main segment that actually regulates power supply and supplies it to the CPU and other parts on the motherboard, guys. Having a good VRM design is like very essential for a motherboard. It will offer stable performance across the board, offers higher overclock potential, and also offers like better longevity of the components used on the motherboard. So this is like a very important section, and Gigabyte has not compromised in this section. They went with a digital twin VRM design. That means you're actually getting like a 18 plus 1 plus 2 phase design, and out of which 18 phases are going to the CPU only. This 18 phase also has like a parallel power design, 9 plus 9 design, and each phase is having around like 90 amps. So multiply 18 into 90, totally 1620 amps are dedicated for the CPU only, guys, to bring out the max potential and performance capability from the chip that you'll be using on this motherboard. If you talk about the other plus 1 and plus 2 phases, right, out of that, one is a 60 amp phase, especially for the integrated GPU performance and all of that, and the other last 2 phases, 60 amps each, is going for the PCIe and memory configuration on the board. And not to miss out the heat sinks as well. Look at this heat sink, chunky blocks of heat sinks on both the VRM section and also on the M.2 PCIe PCI 5.0 SSD, guys. These are also removable. I'll actually show these heatsinks. Let me actually take them out of the motherboard and show you. You're getting a nice vented design, aerodynamic design kind of say. Look at all these cuts and fins over here. Solid block of heatsink, I would say. And on the bottom also, the brand has used good quality thermal pads. If you people actually watched my 14th gen review, which I posted few days ago, I in fact used the same motherboard there also, and we've been doing lot of stress testing, gameplay benchmark testing, which we ran for like couple of hours, 1-2 hours also, and the VRM temperatures were like quite stable, guys. Especially when I tested the temperature near this heatsink, right, VRM heatsink, the temperatures were only around like 49-50 degrees, which is like excellent for a motherboard of this price tag. Now moving over to the right side, let's talk about the DIMM slots over here. You're getting 4 DIMM slots, DDR5 support is there, yes, dual channel support is also there, and this particular board can support up to like 192 GB of DDR5 RAM, that too with a super high clock frequencies of up to 8266 MHz, and quality of the connectors is also very nice. As I've told you guys, with these Gen X series motherboards, Gigabyte has greatly improved the quality of connectors, especially on the PCI connectors and also these DDR5 RAM connectors as well. Let's also talk about the PCIe M.2 slots as well. Totally on board, you're getting 5 M.2 slots, out of which one of them supports PCI 5.0 SSDs and the remaining 4 support PCI Gen 4, which is like plenty, guys. You can stuff up lots of storage drives on this thing. And man, oh man, look at this M.2 heatsink on the PCI Gen 5 slot. It's a massive block of heatsink that will definitely keep your SSD running cool. And as I've told you guys not to miss out the design, this particular motherboard is coming with a new DIY friendly easy latch system. You see this tiny latch to the left side, simply twist it like this and there you go, heatsink comes off like that. There is no screw involved, you don't need any sort of screwdriver, you can do everything with your bare hands. Just open the heatsink, install your SSD drive over there and simply latch up the heatsink and click it until you hear a firm sound, and that's it, as simple as that. Similarly, you can do the same thing with the lower PCI Gen 4 SSD drives also. Open up this heatsink very easily like this and simply install the drives, put it back on and simply click it until you hear a firm sound, and that's it, as simple as that. Last but not the least, let's also come to the IO port section and talk about the connectivity as well, because as I've told you, next gen connectivity features are available on this particular model. In fact, the IO design is also a bit different. They've updated this with a new vent design. You're actually getting tiny holes over here for improved air ventilation and to keep it running cool. And talking about the ports, plenty of ports are there. You're getting lots of USB 3.2 ports, super speed ports are there. And one more crazy feature I forgot to talk about is on the front over here, you'll see a special Type-C port, guys. This side of the motherboard beside the DIMM slots. This is for your sensor link panel. So a lot of people these days are going for like DIY modding by adding like a dedicated sensor panel in your cabinet, right? It's like a tiny TFT LCD screen or any size screen that will show you your PC specifications or maybe like IDA hardware information in real time. To be honest, it's actually a bit hassle with all those wirings and cables, but here you're having a dedicated Type-C port specially for that sensor link panel only. You simply need to connect a Type-C cable from here to that panel and that's it. Motherboard will take care of everything and give you your CPU stats in real time on that screen. And apart from that, you're also getting like a 5 gigabit Ethernet LAN port on this model. Huge upgrade from a previous gen motherboard. And also DP port is there, HDMI is also there. And not to miss out next gen Wi-Fi as well. Wi-Fi 7 is included. That too with an ultra high gain antenna included in the package. Features are like mind blowing, right? This is the reason I was like very hyped and excited about this particular model. So I'll be using this Aorus Pro XZ790 motherboard for my next upgrade of my personal gaming PC. I'll be building like a beautiful white edition gaming PC, guys. So stay tuned for that. I'll be dropping a dedicated video very soon on the channel. Maybe in like a couple of weeks. I'm still waiting for a couple of other parts, and once I get them, you people can expect like an amazing video coming very soon on the channel. You'll get to learn a lot as well. I'll definitely show you that sensor link panel feature also, how it works, how you can actually connect and do all that DIY modding. So stay tuned to the channel. And that's it. This is what I wanted to share with you all in this video. I hope you all enjoyed watching this video and got to learn a lot about the new motherboards. And make sure to smash that like button and subscribe to my channel for more such awesome videos. And I'll see you all in my next one.